Without wasting time, we start with Aloft, a new survival game where players have to survive in a world full of floating islands. The game will follow the line of sandbox survival games and will have some unusual scenarios as a backdrop. Additionally, players will have access to various creative mechanics, including resource collection systems, technological innovations, exploration skills, lots of equipment, and so on. It is worth noting that the game's construction seemed very interesting, and the first-person perspective is set to provide a highly immersive experience. Under a Rock will take us to a mysterious place, full of exotic secrets and primitive creatures. Among them are the dodos, which are more than just cute birds. They are your trusted companions on a journey full of challenges and wonders. Under a Rock promises a unique experience with each playthrough, thanks to the procedural generation of worlds where we will face various challenges, from fierce creatures to the whims of nature. The game also offers cooperative multiplayer support, allowing up to 10 players to explore the mysterious island together. In the story, the player takes on the role of an explorer in the 19th century, lost in an exotic and distant land. Your mission: explore, unravel the mysteries and resources of the location, and survive. Ark 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to this well-known survival franchise. The new game will feature Vin Diesel as the protagonist and will have combat similar to that found in Souls-like titles. According to the developer, the hand-to-hand combat will have various elements similar to famous titles from Software like the Dark Souls franchise and Elden Ring, focusing on the player's skill and featuring dodges, blocks, special attacks, and much more. Additionally, the game will introduce an enemy AI called Aratai, capable of riding on its own tamed creatures and hunting down and attacking the protagonist in an attempt to drive out any invaders from its territory. Ark 2 is being developed with Unreal Engine 5 and will have third-person gameplay with advanced traversal mechanics that will include free climbing, parkour, slides, and other movements to aid in world exploration. Humanoid is an open-world survival game developed by Binary Brigade. The game's story is engaging and mysterious. Centuries ago, creatures called humanoids emerged from an ancient extinct civilization. They are believed to be a combination of advanced technology and biology. The humanoids are driven by an insatiable desire for knowledge and power. They roam the world, seeking ancient artifacts and hidden secrets. Some believe they are guardians of a transcendental truth, while others see them as deadly threats. As you explore the world, you will uncover more about their origin and purpose. The game features a multiplayer mode. You can explore the dangerous world with friends or other players, work together to build shelters, face the humanoids to survive. Terminator Survivors is a survival game developed by Nacon Studio Milan based on the Terminator series. It is set in a post-apocalyptic world after Judgment Day, where you, as a survivor, must collect resources to build an operations base for humanity. However, you are not alone. The Skynet machines are after you, as well as rival human factions. In the game, players need to roam an open world, taking control of a group of desperate humans trying to stay safe from the Terminators hunting them. You can enjoy it alone or with friends, and there is a story that brings recognizable and iconic characters from the film franchise. Solarpunk combines exploration, collection, and building activities in a cozy environment, as described by the studio. Without combat or violence, the game focuses on the use of alternative energy sources, Its universe consists of several floating islands with different resources and visuals, including mountains, lakes, and caves. You can play alone or in cooperative mode, creating structures and exploring. Players can build a vehicle similar to an airship to travel more quickly around the island, access other buildings, and interact with traders to obtain more items and tools. Although there are hunger, thirst, and health indicators, the game does not impose objectives or productivity goals, allowing you to play at your own pace. In development by Headlight Studio, Rooted is an indie game that puts the player in a post-apocalyptic world full of dangers and requires you to explore, collect, and build to try to survive as long as possible, alone or with the help of friends. While the game genre mixes aspects of DayZ and Rust, its plot is entirely inspired by Naughty Dog's work. Just like in Joel and Ellie's adventure, the world of Rooted was decimated by a bacteriological event that transformed the lives of the few survivors. The recipe already seems promising with these ingredients, but it gains spicy touches from the presence of Unreal Engine 5 in the mix. Using Epic's engine, the studio aims to offer players a completely alive world, with extensive object and environment customization, and a realistic day and night cycle.
Everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die.
And that helped us find the courage to keep going.
State of Decay 3 is an open-world survival game set years after a zombie apocalypse nearly wiped out humanity. In this scenario, an ever-evolving zombie threat is taking over the landscape, and you need to build a life for your community of survivors. Your choices affect the game's events and storylines, so be careful. If one of your community members falls to the zombie horde, you will lose that character and their skills forever. With support for online multiplayer of up to 4 players, you can start a community from scratch with your friends in a shared world. You will need to collect supplies, food, medicine, and materials to keep your community alive. The scarcity of resources is a constant threat.
Every sacrifice we make matters and will never be forgotten.
Light No Fire is the newest game from Hello Games, creators of No Man's Sky, which promises to bring a real-scale planet Earth to be explored in multiplayer. According to the game's creator, Light No Fire is even more ambitious than the company's previous title, as it attempts to generate something as varied as a universe, a version of planet Earth in real proportions, without exploration limits. He states that this would be the first true open world in the history of games. Unlike the previous science fiction game, Light No Fire will be about fantasy with supernatural beings and strange creatures. The reveal trailer showed a bit of the gameplay, which seems to allow playing in first or third person, as well as in No Man's Sky. Other gameplay elements that appear and refer to the space exploration game include resource collection, building houses, and riding animals for transportation. Outward 2 is the sequel to the RPG released in 2019. The new game takes place 50 years after the events of the original, and still retains the exploration and combat style that was successful in the first game. In short, Outward 2 will not hold your hand. The game does not give you indicators on the map, the enemies do not have levels, and you can end up in an area too difficult for your character unintentionally. And survival elements like making potions and carrying equipment in backpacks are more than essential if you want to survive more than 30 minutes. And for those who are fans of co-op, the mode will be available in the sequel. It can be played in both local and online co-op.
Paradise won't come easy.
As a bonus, I bring you Eden Crafters, a survival crafting and automation game developed by Osiris Games. In this game, you embark on a journey to transform a hostile planet into a habitable refuge for humanity. The game features an open world to be explored with radioactive areas on different planets, each with unique challenges. It will also be possible to modify the climate and create a breathable atmosphere, transforming toxic lakes into sustainable water. Additionally, Osiris Games is a creative developer committed to creating immersive games that encourage players to build new worlds, focusing on sustainability and ecology themes. This was the list. I hope you enjoyed it and see you next time.
And behold, the once hostile world will be a new Eden. Not just for you, but for all of humanity.